Good afternoon. My name is Luke Nelson, and I'm pleased to serve as Master of Ceremonies as we honor my fellow Scout, Hunter Essmann, for his achievement in attaining Scout's highest rank, the Eagle Scout Award. This is a great honor worthy of celebration. I'd like to remind you all that there will be a dessert reception honoring Hunter immediately following the ceremony. Now, please rise for the presentation of the colors and remain standing for the invocation to be delivered by Hunter's great uncle, Bob Fullwider. Troop, attention! Color guard, attention! Color guard, forward march. Scout hand salute. Color guard, please post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Scout sign. Please join me in the Scout oath and law.
On my part, I will do my best to do my duty to guide my country with faith and law, to help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. God is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
2. Please remain standing.
Bringing greetings not only from all of us as family members of Hunters, but also from the Illinois Council, Boy Scouts of America, which embroiders Western Illinois and Eastern Iowa. You've just heard the tenets of the Scout Law, 12 points. The final one being reverend. Let us bow our heads in reverence now to our Lord. God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as family, friends, leaders, and fellow Scouts on this significant day in the life of Hunter Essmann. Today is a celebration of a journey full of challenges, friendship, struggles, and occasionally a little fun. Today we think of all the merit badges earned along the way, the oaths committed to, the character this young man developed, and the service to our community he worked so hard to bring about. Little by little, month by month, and year by year, he was faithful, and we celebrate his faith, commitment, and hard work. So we ask for your blessings on Hunter and his family who supported and encouraged him, his mom and dad, Tara and Mike, his sister Kendall, his great-grandparents, Howard and Marcella, and Ken and Pam, and his fellow Scouts who helped him along the way. Bless the Scout leaders, Twin Rivers Troop 242, and all those who are here physically or in spirit. Continue to walk with Hunter as he takes these next steps in becoming the Scout and the person you desire him to be. Amen.
I will now call on Scoutmaster Cody as a representative of the Boy Scouts of America to officially convene this Court of Honor.
By the power vested in me by the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America, I declare the Court of Honor to be duly convened for the purpose of presenting Eagle Scout Award to Hunter Michael Essmann. You can please be seated.
We began our program this afternoon with the Scout Oath, a promise Hunter has recited many times. The Scout Oath is not the only promise he's made, however, just as the Scout Law is not the only set of rules he's ever followed. At this time, I'd like to tell you about some of the other codes of conduct he has followed during his scouting career. The Scouting program is designed to grow with the Scout. For decades, that meant Cub Scouts learned and tried to live by the Cub Scout promise and law of the pack, ideals they set aside when they joined a troop. Today, of course, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, and venturers alike all share the same Scout oath and law that are so familiar to the members of this troop. That doesn't imply that the meaning of those words stays the same over time. A Bobcat Cub may struggle to even say a word like trustworthy. A Life Scout may struggle with a situation where being trustworthy isn't as easy as it seems. Sometimes there aren't even easy definitions. Take the Scout motto, be prepared, something else every Scout must learn. When Scouting founder Lord Baden-Powell was asked just what a Scout should be prepared for, he replied, "What, for any old thing." The Scout slogan, "Do a good turn daily," is easy to understand, but not always easy to obey. How many of us will go to bed before tonight unable to remember a large or small act of service we performed today? But at least we know what's expected of us. The memorization and the meaning don't end with the oath, law, motto, or slogan. Scouts must also memorize and fulfill the Outdoor Code, which has been the bedrock of Scouting's outdoor ethics program since 1948. It reads as follows. Feel free to join in if you know it. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, to be careful with fire, to be considerate of the outdoors, and to be conservation-minded. Over time, Scouts deepen their understanding by mastering the principles of leave no trace and tread lightly, principles that guide their decisions no matter what they're doing in the outdoors. Unlike the realm of outdoor ethics, there's no addendum to the Scout oath or the Scout law, no teen or adult version to be learned later. The words have remained the same since Boy Scouts of America was founded in 1910. But understanding deepens there as well. What trustworthy and loyal mean at age 11 is much different than what they mean at 18, 25, 47, or 63. During the Vietnam War, Eagle Scout George Coker was taken by the Viet Cong. After 2 months of torture, he could barely remember his own name, but he remembered the Scout oath. He held on to the opening words, "On my honor, I will do my best," like a life raft, refusing to betray his country in return for an end to his pain. Hunter will probably never face such dark times, but every day he will make decisions based on those words we recite every week in our troop. And later this afternoon, he will repeat one more promise, the Eagle Scout promise. The important thing to remember, and this applies to all of us, is that we shouldn't forget the promises that we've made before just because we're making a new promise now. It's still important to act on our honor, to help other people, to be prepared, and to do a good turn daily. The Scout oath, the Scout law, and the rest are not just for the Scouts, they are for life.
We are gathered here to mark the end of a long journey for Hunter, a journey up to the Trail of Eagle. As a new scout, Hunter's first task was to learn the basics of scouting, including our ideals. Once he did that, he became a full-fledged scout and earned the scout badge. Hunter, you learned the symbolism inherent in the badge, that there are 3 points of the trefoil which stand for the 3 parts of the scout oath: duty to God and country, duty to other people, and duty to yourself. Will you please come forward and light the scout candle? His new badge didn't stay on his uniform long, however. Hunter quickly worked through the tenderfoot requirements, doing his first service project, going on his first campouts, and learning the basic first aid skills. You now became a tenderfoot scout. The tenderfoot badge takes the fleur-de-lis of the scout badge and adds 2 stars and an eagle with the American shield. The stars symbolize truth and knowledge. The eagle and shield symbolize freedom and readiness to defend it. Hunter, we walk forth and light the tenderfoot candle, please.
As he continued to be active in our troop, Hunter learned about nature in orienteering and knot tying. He learned to protect himself and others and took part in the program in dangers of alcohol, drugs, and tobacco. During these and more, have earned him the second-class badge. This badge, with the corners of the scroll turned up in a scout smile, implored you to be prepared. The overhand knot reminds you of your daily good turn. Please light the second-class candle. Hunter began an earnest climb towards Eagle and has been on at least 10 campouts and many hikes. He mastered all the basic skills of scouting and became a first-class scout. The badge you received is a combination of both the tenderfoot and second class. Hunter, please light the first-class candle. At this point, Hunter paused for a well-deserved rest. The climb from first class to Eagle becomes much harder with each step, and only a handful of scouts reach the top. The path ahead was less clear than the path he had been following. Now he had to make some choices: which badges to earn, what troops to hold, what troop offices to hold, where to spend his service hours. With hard work and persistence, though, you made your decisions. You completed the requirements and earned the star rank. The star rank is symbolized by a gold star with a first-class badge, the badge of scouting imposed thereon. Hunter, will you please light the star candle? The next rank seemed no harder than star, and as you climbed Hunter, you could see that there were fewer and fewer scouts ahead of you, clearing the path than there were behind you, following in your footsteps. You had already completed the easy merit badges. Now you had to earn badges like emergency preparedness, first aid, cooking, communication, citizenship in the world, personal management, and swimming. You worked hard as a troop chaplain, completed more service hours, and became a life scout, one step away from Eagle. Life rank is symbolized by a heart with the first-class badge imposed thereon. Hunter, will you please light the life candle? Along the way, you grew in other ways in scouting. Hunter was introduced as an arrowman into the Order of the Arrow, Scouting's National Honor Society. His induction was not before participation in a call-out ceremony and ordeal. The going got tough now. You were getting busier and busier, and you had some wondering if you could achieve the pinnacle in this for scouting. You no longer put off those last few badges. Now, you had only to participate in a service project, but you had to plan and lead the project. For Hunter's Eagle Service Project, he collected monetary and in-kind donations to create 200 comfort care kits for the victims of sexual assault for Unity Point Health Des Moines, which have been distributed to 4 area Des Moines hospitals. Each kit is filled with personal care items the victims can use and keep following their emergency department visit. He also donated over $800 to Unity Point Health to continue the initiative as supplies are used. As an additional extension to your project, you made and donated 50 Build-A-Bear teddy bears in West Des Moines EMS for children experiencing a medical emergency. Now, finally, your Eagle project is done. Your merit badges are earned. You stand poised at the pinnacle of scouting. Hunter, will you step forward and light the Eagle candle? I stand ready with all the Eagles who have gone before you to welcome you to achieve our ARI as you join the Fellowship of Eagle Scouts.
Thank you. It is now time for the highlight of our program, the presentation of the Eagle Award. I'd like to ask former Scoutmaster O'Connell to come forward to make the appropriate presentations.
As Scout leaders, we are responsible for leading and teaching core values or principles to our Scouts. In this case, they are known as the Scout Law. There are 12 points of the Scout Law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. I'll touch on a few of these in a bit, but first, to get to Eagle candidate Hunter Essmann, he joined the troop 242 with many of his friends, all of which were a group of characters. It wasn't long before I learned this group of characters didn't fall far from the tree. They involved a group of fathers that loved coming to meetings, campouts, and helping me in any capacity, whether setting up camp, pulling the trailer, or even picking on my own son. Several of this group of boys have earned their Eagle already, and now it is Hunter's turn. Hunter exemplifies every point of the Scout Law, and I'll share a few examples here today. Trustworthy. If I needed anything done for a camp out or meeting, I knew I could trust Hunter with a task that would be needed completed. I could trust he would get it done without any issues, no complaints, anything like that. Helpful. His volunteerism is immaculate. He would help with cleanups of the parks, serving meals to underprivileged, and in particular, the most important thing, his Eagle Project. As you just heard, he made those comfort care packages with donations of money and other items from the different schools here in West Des Moines to go to the Unity Point ERs to help any kids or adults that have been abused and don't have anything. Those extra funds then that he had left over, he was able to donate, and then he also built himself, from my understanding, 50 Build-A-Bears and donated those to West Des Moines EMS for children that had to go to the hospital by ambulance. Truly an amazing project that shows what it means to live this point of the Scout Law. Courteous. Hunter is the most polite individual I have ever met. His manners make it easy for anyone to have a conversation with him. When he first met me, it was always Mr. O'Connell, Mr. O'Connell, and I would tell him, you can call me Paul. Okay, Mr. O'Connell. But anyway, and then same with my wife, Mrs. O'Connell. He's very polite, very respectful, and that shows where he's come from with his parents. They have instilled that in him. That is wonderful. Reverent. He has been the troop chaplain for many years, which he has done a wonderful job. He is always prepared to lead prayers at whether it was campouts, courts of honors, whenever he was asked, and every prayer was prepared with thoughtfulness and appropriate for every faith group. I truly loved hearing every prayer that he said. Hunter had a goal early on in his scouting years. He wanted to be an Eagle someday, and I could see it in his eyes. He really did. He's very involved in other activities, including multiple sports, and sometimes this may have gotten in the way a little bit. But I do remember my wife telling Hunter's mom that if she needed any help, that she would be willing to help, and that could even include merit badge boot camp at the kitchen table. My wife did that with our own son many a times, but it was very important. That's one of the things we needed to do to get our sons to achieve that goal. I'm not sure how it went at the Essmann house. I know how it went at our house, but obviously it worked out well because we're here to celebrate Hunter today. Hunter, I want to thank you for asking me to be a part of your Eagle Court of Honor. I look forward to seeing what the future brings to you. We've heard a lot this afternoon about what it takes to be an Eagle Scout. Now Hunter has the chance to tell us a little bit about what being an Eagle means to him.
So I've learned many things in my time from scouting, like from tying knots to how to save someone's life after a traumatic injury. But through all the lessons and new things that I've learned, I keep coming back to the same thing, the scout law. When I first started, I really didn't put any thought into it. But as I got older, I started to learn what they meant and how I could apply them into my life. Being an Eagle means so much to me. It has been a dream of mine, like Paul said, since I was young. It's surreal this is even happening. But what being an Eagle means to me is that I can continue to live my life by the Scout Oath and Law. And it means I get to stop being a student and share what I've learned with others in hopes that they will adopt what it means to be a Boy Scout as well.
Becoming an Eagle Scout is a great honor. It is also a great responsibility. You gain more than a new badge to wear. You gain some important responsibilities. I'd like to ask Ethan O'Connell to outline some of those responsibilities for you.
Okay, first off, is it okay if I add something on quick to what Paul said? So going off of what Paul said with the scout law, there was one day this winter where I was at the gym and I saw Hunter, and we were both bench pressing. I was going for a max, and I turned over to Hunter asking if he could spot me. And this is just like one example of being helpful outside of scouts, and it's just showing that it's not just in scouts, that also carries over to the real world. So with that being said, I will continue with this. As an Eagle Scout, I am pleased to welcome you to the fellowship of Eagle Scouts. Only 5% of all scouts achieve what you have. It is recognition of your perseverance and ability. As an Eagle, your first obligation is to live with honor. You are a leader. You are a leader. For people will follow the example you set. Give up anything before you give up your reputation or good name. Let the white of the Eagle badge remind you of honor. Your second obligation as Eagle Scout is to be loyal. As a follower, you promise to be loyal to those above you. Now, as a leader, you must also be loyal to those below you, treating them as you would want to be treated. And you must also be loyal to your ideals, not letting others sway you from your course. Let the blue of your Eagle badge remind you of loyalty. Your third obligation as Eagle Scout is to be courteous. Stepping into your new role as a leader, you will face many challenges and obstacles. You must have the courage to do what is right, whatever other people do or say. Let the red of the Eagle badge remind you of courage. Your fourth obligation is to serve others. For a leader is above all a servant. Let the practice of the daily good turn become a lifetime of service. For only in giving yourself to you give. For only in giving yourself to you give anything of value. Just as it always has. Let the scroll on your badge remind you of service. Your final obligation as Eagle Scout is to have vision. As a leader, you must now blaze your own trail. Just as a bald eagle soaring high above the ground can look far into the distance, so too must you look far into your future. Many people will follow you. Only with vision will you lead them in the right direction. Let the silver eagle hang from your badge remind you of vision. These then are your obligations as an Eagle Scout: honor, loyalty, courage, service, and vision. Lift every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service, and to God and to your fellow man. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and abilities to the common good. Thank you.
When we began our program this afternoon, you joined with your fellow scouts in reciting the Scout Oath. Now you will repeat a new oath, the Eagle Scout Promise. Though the words are similar to those you've said so many times before, this afternoon they will mean more to you than ever before. When you pledge yourself your sacred honor, you will be sealing your oath with the words that close the Declaration of Independence. I'd ask all Eagle Scouts in the audience to stand at this time and rededicate themselves in repeating the Eagle Scout Promise with your new Eagle Scout. Please make the Scout sign and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training and example my rank and my influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor. 2. Please be seated. Will Hunter's parents now come forward? Hunter, your parents have undoubtedly been your primary source of help and strength through the years. No one will ever know the unnumbered acts of self-sacrifice from your parents, your mother and your father. I'd like your mother to pin the Eagle Medal on your uniform. I know your dad has been the source of much advice and guidance along your trail. In recognition of their love and devotion, please present your mom with her mother's pin and your father with his lapel pin. And now it gives me great pleasure to present you our newest Eagle Scout, Hunter Essmann. We're not through yet, though.
First of all, I want to thank every single person in this room. You all mean so much to me, and without your love and support, I don't think I would be where I'm at today. I have these 4 mentor pins that I'm going to give out, but before I give them to each of the 4 people, I'm going to tell you a little about them, maybe a story. So the first person is actually Paul O'Connell. Can you come up here? So Paul has been my scoutmaster since a long time. He's always been there for me when I needed help. He was always willing to do anything for the kids in our troop. I asked Paul to be my Eagle Scout project mentor, and he agreed, of course, as he would, he agreed. With his help and his wisdom, I was able to complete my Eagle Scout project. It was just a lot of fun. He was a lot of help, so thank you, Paul. The second pin I'm going to go out, that I'm giving out, is going to go to Bill Perkins. Bill has been one of the leaders of my group since day 1. I think we were, what was it, group 7? Something like that. I always kind of refer to him as the fixer, because he could pretty much fix anything. There was actually this one time in Northern Tier, we were throwing a shovel around. It was supposed to be the indestructible shovel. We snapped it in half. We were all worried we were going to have to pay for a new shovel. And he found a way to sand off the end and make it look brand new. And yeah, we didn't have to pay for another shovel. So thank you. The third one I'm going to give out is going to go to Jason Nelson. So to me, Jason has always been that guy to make the nitty-gritty, like, kind of paperwork stuff that's not very fun, he made it fun. Whether it be sitting and working on merit badges or working on rank advancement. Not only that, but there's nothing that Jason wouldn't help anyone with. He made himself a resource to every scout in the troop, and it helped everyone out a lot. I want to thank you, Jason. Finally, the last pin I want to give out, I want to give to Jake O'Hearn. Is he here? No. Anyway, Jake has always been that guy who's made us laugh. He's always been that guy who, even when you're not having a good day, he'd make you have a good day. He's actually been the leader of our group in Cub Scouts, and as we moved to Boy Scouts, he was still very much involved with campouts and helped everyone out a lot. He was kind of like that guy that knew everything about wilderness, everything about plants. If you had a question, you could go to him and ask. He'd have an answer for you. One of my favorite memories of him is actually we went to a camp in Colorado called Bend of the Tour. We all went on a hike. We were just kind of messing around. And we took a picture of him on the ground pretending to eat a poisonous mushroom. It was pretty funny. Anyway. Thank you, Jake.
It has indeed been a special afternoon. Thank you all for coming and participating in the celebration. Let's give Hunter one more round of applause. I now call on Bob Fullwider to come up once again and give our benediction.
One last time, but not your real last time. A moment of prayer, please. Dear God, an Eagle Scout of honor marks the end of one journey and the commitment to another, a commitment to better scouting where all may participate, a commitment to better citizenship, and a commitment to be an example of leadership to all. Bless all of Hunter's future endeavors. Walk with him wherever his life takes him, and give him your strength, your compassion, your wisdom, and your love. And may all of us gathered here be committed to scouting's ideals, which instruct us to lead better lives. May we, like Hunter, always follow our own trails, discovering who we are by striving into the unknown. May God be with us all until we meet again. And they all said, Amen.
Please rise. Will the color guard please retire the colors? Color guard, forward march. Scout hand salute. You may be seated. Please enjoy the reception.